Knoxville, Tennessee. Well, how do you look for 2023 in the real estate market? I am Caroline Badgett, the agent who cares with Coldwell Banker. Let's take a look at the numbers. Please stay away from national headlines and always stay local and with a trusted resource. All right, looking at home sales, probably not a big surprise. Home sales have slowed down a little bit, but when you look at 2023's forecast compared to 2027, that was a great market, nice and steady. So even though it slowed down a little bit, it's still a good, healthy market here in Knoxville. Sales prices. So you look at this graph and someone could make some scary headlines. We saw incredible appreciation the last couple of years, 20%, 15%. So we look at this, we're like, oh my goodness, 3 to 5% just coming out of these really robust markets, still good. Prices are not predicted to come down. I haven't seen them come down now. If you see price reductions, it's probably because those sellers overpriced. But when you look at price of homes sold, we aren't seeing a decline in that. And in fact, we predict that to go up. So you see a dramatic drop, but that's drop in appreciation in comparison. However, we still predict it to go up. And you look at this graph right here, even with interest rates going up, with sales volume going down, prices are still predicted to go up. Inventory. So these numbers, the numbers on the left are the months. The dark blue on the bottom line is your entry level home. That's right now about $300,000 is the median price. And then the line above that is more of your luxury market. So a 6-month inventory is what we call a balanced market. If nothing else came on the market today and it took us 6 months to sell everything, that's a balanced market. So statistically speaking, we are still in a seller's market. However, it really feels like, I'm going to say, a nobody's market because buyers have leverage right now that they didn't have 6 months ago. We're going back to really a normal market, what it was pre-pandemic, where they can negotiate prices. Still seeing a few multiple offers, but not nearly as much. Sometimes they can repair or ask for repairs. So we're seeing that, which is, again, what it was before 2020. But we still have really low inventory in both of these markets, and we probably will for about a decade. That is how low we are. And with all the building that we have coming up, that's still going on, it's still going to be low inventory. So we still have a good, healthy market for quite a while. Is the market going to crash? Like, I hear this and I get it. Some of you all got stung back in the early 2000s, and that memory is still there. But let me explain to you why this market is so different than what it was in 2008. All right, so this graph right here, this top line, the lighter blue in the 1980s, that top one, that shows you the equity. People had a lot of equity in the 80s and the 90s. That bottom darker line that you see in 1980, that's the amount of debt. People didn't have as much mortgage debt. Then we get into trouble in the early 2000s where we have higher debt and lower equity. Today, people on average have 70% in equity in their home. And you see that again where it has come back up like in the 80s, and we have lower mortgage debt. So that is a huge thing that's going to keep us from crashing. Again, looking at total risk and default and just what lenders were allowing people to borrow in those early 2000s, that also set us up for a huge crash. Learned our lesson, and that's not the case now. So that's another thing that's going to keep us from that. Loose credit, that's what was before that crash. They tightened up. We still have those tight regulations now. Low equity, we have high equity. Low labor market, we have a great, strong labor market right now. Over leverage on their primary homes, we aren't seeing that now. High mortgage delinquency rates, not seeing that either. And then adjustable rate mortgages, not seeing that either. So you put all of those things together, and nationally, we are not looking like we are going to crash. Let's go back to local. Knoxville still looks really good. Now, we had the great migration for the last 2 years, but even before that, we had people in a steady flow moving to Knoxville, and we still do. Why? If you live here, you know why. It's a great place to live. Climate's good. Okay, I laugh at the water supply. Like, I don't even think about water, but apparently that is a problem in some places. You all know who you are. So not a problem here. No state income tax, lower cost of living, and we still have a lot of good businesses that are still on the move here. 2 Amazon places that have been built and haven't opened up. So those are going to be people who are going to be employed. That's going to bring people in. Smith and Wesson, they're here, but they aren't fully operational, and that's going to bring more people in. UT's expanding. There's more. So economically, we're looking good here in Knoxville. Now, not just for home sales, but rent growth too. So I just told you prices aren't coming down. Rent isn't coming down. You look at this, this is at the rate of growth. So you see a decline, but that's a decline in growth. It's still going up. It's not going in the negative. So your rent, sorry to tell you, still going to be coming up. So if you are on the fence going, oh, I'm just going to rent a little longer. If you can buy, I would say still a good time to buy. Rate of occupancy has been nearly 100. You've heard of the waiting list to get into apartments. That's not really changing. Forecasted for 2023, still at 96% occupancy rate, and rates still going up. Now, you may look at those rent rates that may seem really low to you. That's an average. So some of you all may be paying a whole lot more than that. So while rates not going up like it has over the last couple of years, still looking to go up about 4%. Knoxville still remains to be in one of the top 10 cities to move to. So if you have any questions about your house, if you're thinking about moving, give me a call. I'd love to help you out through that process. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. We put our new listings on there so that you can see them first, right as soon as they hit the market, and I'd hate for you to miss that. So please subscribe and follow us. Thanks.